Hi, welcome back. It's part 4 of the JFK inaugural speech from 1961. I'm Susan B. Lochocki, running for President of the United States, and it's Talk Tuesday, and this is part 4. So I'm going to continue. Now the trumpet summons us again, not as a call to bear arms, though arms we need. Not as a call to battle, though embattled we are, but a call to bear the burden of a long twilight struggle, year in, year out, rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, a struggle against the common enemy of man, tyranny, poverty, disease, and war itself. So in that paragraph, but it calls for us to, focus on these things, on tyranny, poverty, disease, and war itself. One is led to believe that we're supposed to think of these things as bad and that we need to get rid of them. So, no more tyrants, no more poverty, no more disease, and no more war. And although he does state that the road is long, it is long, and we're not there yet. So I would agree with that. We need to stay fit and be able to stand up to any challenge that comes, and to work on these exact things. We need to end wars. Disease, I don't know if we can end it all, but perhaps that is something to think about. Poverty we can certainly end, and we have enough in the U.S. to focus on. We don't have to go around the world and focus on the world right now. We need to focus on U.S. citizens, in my opinion. And tyranny. Yeah, well, we need to stay focused and strong so that tyrants can't do anything. So, can we forge against these enemies a grand and global alliance, north, south, east, and west, and can assure west that can assure a more fruitful life for all mankind? Will you join in that historic effort? So here he's calling again around the world other countries to get involved and to be a global alliance. And I think that's a good idea. Absolutely. We do need to all work together, but we also should focus on our own people first. And I think we've been trying to globalize too much, and it's time to really focus on our people. In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it. I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world. So, I hope my computer isn't, there it is. Okay, defending freedom is important. And yeah, I agree with this. And glow and the glow from that fire can truly light the world. Yes, we are the inspiration. Freedom is the inspiration, but it's freedom for all, not just for some. And so, my fellow Americans, here it is. Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. So, for me, I've always heard that phrase, and at first glance it sounds pretty good and noble. But I think the biggest problem is the fact that it says, ask not what your country can do for you. When we actually need the country to do things for us. We are, first off, citizens of a country. So we have some citizen rights. And not everybody is being treated equally in their citizen rights in the United States. So until each and every American, each and every U.S. citizen has their rights fulfilled, we are doing a disjustice. But with that said, I also ask what you can do for your country. Excuse me. So, as you know, I'm for community service, enlarging that. Universal education and health for everybody. I have a long list of rights that I've talked about a couple of times online here. You can look them up, or maybe soon I'll go over them again, just to keep them fresh in everybody's minds. But ask your country what it will do for you. You deserve it. You pay taxes. You're a citizen. It's your country too. We are the people. We deserve rights, and your country needs to do something for you as well. So I do not agree with his statement in here whatsoever. I just told you how my opinion differs from that, and I think that's part of the problem is it leads to this idea that people in poverty need to, they shouldn't ask for help. They should just get up and correct themselves, like it's their fault. Not that somebody's keeping them down, or if you don't have money, you can't get out of your situation. In a society based on money and a society based on capitalism, it's impossible. So that was an impossible ask of him, and it's really sad. But anyways, so ask what your country can do for you. 100%. But also do something for your country. And then he goes on to talk to the world. It's amazing how much of this speech is dedicated to the world. He's not just talking to U.S. citizens. And I believe people were commenting on Trump and how he was talking to the world in his inaugural speech. So it's kind of interesting to see, this was acceptable then, but not acceptable now. But that's a whole nother. And then, if I get to my inaugural speech, what are you going to say about me? You're going to be like, oh, why is she talking about the world? But anyways, here we go. JFK, president we all, look up to. So, my fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man. So, it is the United States is a shining light, and a lot of countries look to us for guidance. And I'm good with this sentence. We are not here for other countries. If they want our help, they can become a United State, and then they get our help. So, we don't have to be, taking care of everybody else and forget about U.S. citizens. But with that said, it is good to be a global leader and to be an inspiration. So I agree with that. And what we can do about the freedom of man. But is he just talking about men, or is he talking about men and women? We should really make sure we're talking about the same thing. So he says man, so I guess he's just talking about men. I'm going to start taking that word literally. And if we want to talk about everybody, then it's mankind, okay, or humans. All right, and then the very final sentence or paragraph is, finally, whether you are citizens of America or citizens of the world, ask of us here the same high standards of strength and sacrifice which we ask of you. So ask of us here the same high standards of strength, is what he's saying. Then, with a good conscience, our only sure reward, with history the final judge of our deeds, let us go forth to lead the land we love, asking his blessing and his help, but knowing that here on earth God's work must truly be our own. So now we're back to God again. Again, where's that separation of church and state? But let us go forth to lead the land we love, asking his blessing and his help, but knowing that here on earth God's work must truly be our own. So basically, we ask for blessing and help, but we have to anyways do it ourselves. That's what he's saying. So, yeah, I don't know, again, I know he was somehow religious, and he wanted to make that distinction between the atheists of China and other countries, and also Russia. But yeah, the U.S. is meant to be freedom of religion, so that means no one religion is right, and being an atheist, I suppose, is also a religion, so to speak. It's a belief. And so therefore, he's not really speaking to everybody. I would rather say, but knowing that here on earth, God's work must be truly our own. So we have to do it in good. Good is our own. That's how I would say it. All right. So that's the end of his speech. It was very inspiring for a lot of people. And it wasn't until, I don't know, about 5 years ago, I think, that we learned that actually John F. Kennedy was a rapist. And he raped at least one intern that I know of on her first day of work. Who knows how many other women he raped? We will probably never know that. So this is somebody who has airports named after him, and it has gone down in history for forever as being such a great president. And he's a rapist. And then recently on Twitter, I was talking to somebody, and they were giving me a hard time because, they said a comment about my comment on thanking Trump for, pardoning Susan B. Anthony. And the person said, oh, well, this is a nothing thing, and, how can I say that when, he said grabbing women by the pussy and stuff like that. But, as far as I know, he didn't rape anybody. And I would say that that's locker room talk. It happened to be recorded, but it's just locker room talk. And, women also do locker room talk. So, sorry, you don't, yeah. A rapist is a rapist. I don't care how good looking he is or how great he speaks. Sorry. So that is the end of my Talk Tuesday for this week. Thank you for stopping by. And, see you tomorrow. Bye.